Dear dearie. I seem to have a ribbon tied around my face. Uh, this actually came with the Jiva Cubes, coffee cubes thing. I don't know why it's still on my desk. I probably just haven't moved it. Anyway, I'm going to keep it kind of short today. I've got a bunch of stuff to do. I'm going to be pretty much packing for my trip tomorrow. Of course, packing consists of opening a suitcase and throwing a bunch of clothes in there, putting my laptop bag and everything in there, and then closing the suitcase. So that'll probably take me all day tomorrow. Yeah. No. But I still want to keep this short. I'm actually pretty tired and I want to go to sleep. And it's 9:40 in the evening right now, which means I'll probably wake up around midnight or 1 and find something to record. Speaking of, if you go over to Starship Sofa, starshipsofa.com, the last narration that I did for them, a short story by Carl Bunker called This Quiet Dust, just went up like 2 days ago. So that's up there now if you want to go and listen to that. And even if you don't want to go and listen to it, it's still there. Obviously, go and listen to it, because I put a lot of work into that. Aside from that, I also did last night. I re-recorded the Galactic Guide entry for the Tiber system for Star Citizen, and I went through and I edited out all of the points where you can hear me taking a breath. We had this conversation going on the RSI forums where we're talking about, if what I'm trying to be is the voice of the AI don't need to breathe. So why would there be this, between sentences and whatnot? Well, truth be told, there wouldn't. But at the same time, in the like vein, on the other hand, whatever phrase you choose to put to it, as we continue to make speech synthesis more and more real, or more and more, real, more and more human sounding, at some point, will we program in the sound of breathing so that it makes it easier for us to relate to? Or will we not take it that far? And why wouldn't we really? I mean, part of, why narration makes really good narration. With really good narration, you keep the breath sound, well, in my opinion, you keep the breath sounds in because it makes it more, I don't want to say conversational because that makes it sound like it's a back and forth, but it makes it sound more live, more in the moment, more like I'm sitting next to someone, or we're sitting at a campfire and they are telling me a story. It makes it sound more personable to have the breath sounds in it. Does that work with an AI? That depends on if we're going to take an AI to the point where its speech synthesis is much better than mine is, apparently, where its speech synthesis is so advanced that it includes a representation of breathing. I don't know what anime my housemates are watching. I think it's not The Legend of Korra. They're watching something else. But yeah. Anyway, so I did. When I woke up this morning, I was so tired. I almost tried to put both socks on one foot. That's tired, because it wasn't like I started to and was like, oh, wow, okay, that's wrong. I started and tried to put the sock. I couldn't figure out why it was so difficult to get the sock on. because I was pulling it on over fabric instead of skin. That's tired. So I think that's why I'm having such a hard time resisting the anyway, so I re-recorded the timer system and I went through and took out all the breath sounds. It sounds really cool. It sounds. It doesn't quite sound human. It sounds very close. It sounds like what I would imagine a very advanced AI would sound like. One that was advanced enough to sound almost exactly human, but not breathing kind of thing. Anyway, so what it's really, and I'm going to leave it that way. I'm a lot happier with, even when it had the breath sounds in it, I was much happier with the way it just, the first time I recorded it, it just didn't go very well. I think my voice was really strained, and so when I was trying to talk about the, I'd get this thing when I'd get too lower than that, but it just wasn't working. So I decided I'd re-record. Half this damn thing is going to be me yawning. So I decided I'd re-record it last night, and it came out a lot better. And so then I went through and edited out all of the breath sounds, and that's the one I'm going to post once the timer system is put up on the main RSI website. That's when I'll do that. I learned also that there are a couple of other like system and corporate lore things, but apparently it was back before they were called the Galactic Guide or something, so I've got to go digging through, or maybe I'll ask them about it when I'm in Austin next week. I'll say, are there any, do you have a list of which things I can narrate, because digging through the forums is difficult at best. The only other thing I really got is where are we at? We're about 7.5 minutes now. Oh yeah, so KTAM, which is a internet radio channel station thingy-maflachi, approached me and asked me if I would be willing to do a Dwarven beer commercial, and I was like, yeah, sure, absolutely, no problem. So I recorded it late last night. Well, yeah, I suppose technically, no, it was early this morning. It was like 2, 3 o'clock. But anyway, I recorded that last night, and apparently they're very happy with it, and it's in the rotation of ads on the radio station. I believe that's KTAM radio, KTAM or K-TAM radio. They do a lot of like Star Citizen and Pantheon, and they're having this really cool idea where the radio station, sometimes it's technological and sometimes it's magical, but it kind of fractures through different realities, and it streams to all these different things, so that you could get the radio station in World of Warcraft, or you could get it in Eve, or you could get it in Pantheon, or you could get it in Rift, or whatever. In the more magical things, there are like resonant crystals that you can pick up the radio station through, and then in more technological things, you pick it up on a radio or your communication device. Okay. Anyway, so they asked me to do the Dwarven commercial, and it apparently went quite well. So there's that. Now, we heard right about just about 9.5 minutes, so I'm going to let you guys go so that I can get this thing started on its editing and uploading and all this other crap. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow, which will be my last day, I think, doing this until I get back from Houston next weekend, I should say. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and until then, be careless.